All right, well, we're going to get started with some music then. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. We'll start with Hine Matov. How good, how pleasant it is for us all to be here together tonight. Please join me. Hine Matov Umanayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad Hine Matov Umanayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad Hine Matov Shevet Achim Gam Yachad Hine Matov Shevet Achim Gam Yachad Hine Matov Umanayim 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 Shevet Achim Gam Yachad Hine Matov Yadadai Dadadai Dadadai Hine Matov Yadadai Dadadai Hine Matov Umanayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad Hine Matov Umanayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad Hine Matov Yadadai Dadadai Hine Matov Yadadai Dadadai Hine Matov Umanayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad Hine Matov Umanayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad.
Oh, Shabbat Shalom, dear friends. Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to our family Shabbat service on the first Friday of this month of, no way, it's already May of 2021. Wow. So welcome to our family service for May. It's great to be together as family and friends to celebrate Shabbat and to thank God for all the goodness in our lives. Oh my goodness, this is such a very special Shabbat because tonight we are led by our wonderful fourth grade religious school students and their teacher Ma'ayan Leb and Ma'ayan's teaching assistant Emma Highland. Yes, let's hear for our fourth graders. We can do Sacred Pac-Man, we could do sign language applause, we can do wash your hands and sacred applause that way. So many ways to do that. Yes, and happy Mother's Day to an early Mother's Day to all the mothers and grandmothers and great grandmothers with us tonight. So much to celebrate tonight. Wait till you all see what our fourth graders have prepared for us tonight. We're going to get to that in just a little bit. Before we do so, let's bring in Shabbat as Jewish people have been doing for hundreds of years. We are going to welcome the presence of Shabbat and the Sabbath bride and God's loving presence by singing Lecha Dodi. And there's a special reason we're doing that. It's not in your family prayer book. Jason's going to put the lyrics to Lecha Dodi up on the screen. And we're going to see if Tina is going to go from Jerusalem all the way to Sfat so we can picture being in Sfat where they composed this Sabbath hymn, Lecha Dodi. Please join us.
La 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 Lecha Dodi La 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 Likrat Kala La 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 B'nai Shabbat B'nai Shabbat Nekabel La 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 Lecha Dodi זכור בדיבור אחד השמיענו אל המיוחד אדוני אחד ושמו אחד השם הוא תפארת ולתהילה יא אלי אלי לה 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 לך דודי לה 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 לקראת כלם לה 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 פני שבת invite you at this time to please rise if you're so inclined and turn towards your doorways or gates to greet the Sabbath bride. Boi v'shalom ateret bala גם בשמחה ובצהלה תוך אמוני עם סגולה בואי כלה בואי כלה יאללה אליי לה 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 לך דודי לה 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 לקראת כלה יאללה לה 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 פני שבת נקבל לה 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 לך דודי לה 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 לקראת כלה לה 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 פני שבת נקבל
And please be seated, everybody. Thank you, Cantor. And to tell us why we are singing Lecha Dodi on this Shabbat, when it's not in the family prayer book, but it is such a special Sabbath hymn and the connection between Lecha Dodi and our fourth graders, I'd like to call upon our fourth grade teacher, Mr. Ma'ayan Lev. Also, we can say rabbinical students. So Rav, or R-A-B, Ra Ma'ayan Lev. He's making his way towards his rabbinical degree. Ma'ayan, please tell us this, what is the connection between Lecha Dodi and your fourth graders?
Thank you, Rabbi. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. So if you've been at Temple Sinai for a number of years, you might know that it is tradition for the fourth grade at the end of the year to do a mock wedding ceremony. But as we all know, this year is not like every other year. And we needed to find some other way to approach weddings. So we learned about the idea of the Sabbath bride in Lecha Dodi. And we all have our own way of picturing this, but I like to think that every Shabbat is like a wedding we have to celebrate. And I thought it would be nice if we illustrate that wedding. Now, not everybody in my class wants to share, and that's totally fine, but we have some people who thought that they have some artwork that they wanted to share about Lecha Dodi, about a wedding. So I'm going to ask if those people who want to share
So good.
would love
Thank
to
you.
hold their picture up to the camera. I see Quinn is already raising her hand. So that's awesome, Quinn. Quinn, do you want to show us what you made?
Yes, please. Thank you. Here, so
real close.
Hold it nice and close.
two people getting married, and then to make it look more Jewish, I drew the groom stepping on the glass right there. Wait, I want to see.
Love it.
Thanks.
Great job, Quinn.
Thank you.
I know we had one or two others who wanted to share.
Over here, I did a Jewish wedding. You can't really tell, but because it doesn't really look Jewish. But here's the bride over here, and then this is the groom. At the ceremony.
Love it. Thank you, Layla. And then I think our wonderful TA Emma wanted to share one.
Hi.
Ooh, love the detail. Love the detail.
This is the bride. This is the groom. And I tried to make it as Jewish as I could.
Thank you, Emma. I think that's everybody who wanted to share, but I will pause for a moment in case I'm wrong. If you want to share and you haven't shared yet, please, now is the time. All right, well, I want to thank everyone for sharing. Even the people who were a little too shy to share made wonderful art projects, and I want to compliment them too. And thank you all for inviting us to this lovely wedding tonight. Turn it back
Thank
to
you,
the Rabbi.
Ma'ayan. Thank you so much. And thank you, Quinn and Layla and Emma. Thank you for sharing that. Oh, look, I changed my virtual background to sort of be a chuppah for a wedding. I'll change it back to the mountains. Those the Verdugo Mountains? I believe, yes. Some of my favorite mountains next to Mount Sinai. Well, thank you all so much. Thank you, guys. So with our fourth graders and Ma'ayan and Emma, with our temple community near and far, we enter the peace and joy of Shabbat as we get ready to light our Sabbath candles. We're going to bring in the light and the warmth and the joy of Shabbat. So Jason's going to spotlight our fourth graders and their families for Shabbat candle lighting. We invite everybody at home to get your Shabbat candles ready. And as Jason starts spotlighting our fourth graders with the candles, we are on page 3 in our prayer booklet, page 3. And we're going to call upon Emma to share with us a little bit about Shabbat as our fourth graders get ready. Ah, there they are.
Come, let us welcome Shabbat, a day of rest, a day of joy, a family celebration.
Thank you. Ah, and there we have our fourth graders and their families lighting the candles. And we hope if you have candles at home, you're lighting them too. And Cantor's going to lead us in the blessing at the bottom of page 3. We'll wait till everybody gets their candles lit. Oh, it's so great to see.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Thank you, fourth graders and fourth grade families. Thank you so much. It's so great to see you all and see the lights of Shabbat and looking at these beautiful fourth grade families. We now come to our Sabbath family blessing. We invite you to gather with your families if they're close by. If they're not close by, to hold them in your heart as we share in the family blessing on the top of page 4.
May God
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Well, let's turn now to page 6. And if you'd like, we can get our bodies into our prayers by standing, if you are so moved, for our call to worship, the Baruch Hu. Bottom of page 6, everybody. And please be seated, everybody. Please be seated. Let's turn now to page 10 in our prayer booklet. Page 10, we're going to call upon the 4th graders to share with us a beautiful poem. It's a poem, it's a story, it's theology, it's food for thought, spiritual food for thought. It usually generates a lot of great discussion during tefillah when we do it. And so we're so honored to have our 4th graders share with us this beautiful story. And I think Jason's going to start spotlighting some folks.
And while I'm doing that, is it possible that we're missing a student, and Mayan or Emma, you may need to fill in for those?
Already taken care of.
Oh, beautiful. Who am I missing?
We are missing Daly and Leo.
No, I'm sorry, on the spotlight.
Yeah, Max Rafael. There he is.
Emma is gonna fill in.
Emma's going to fill in for Daly.
And let me find Emma too. We're good.
All right, wonderful. So let's see, David, I think you are starting. Yeah.
The child whispered, "Hear me, God."
Oh, that was such a great whisper, David. Could you give us what the child whispered again?
Hear me, God.
Okay, thank you. Harley, I believe you got about the bluebird?
And the bluebird sang. The child did not hear.
The bluebird sang and the child didn't hear. Thank you, Harley. Layla.
The child looked around and
Oh,
said,
Layla, let's it's so the child yelled. Do you have that one?
I don't.
Jason, can we put that up on the
Yeah, I'm happy
screen?
to concept. Give me 1 second.
They're going to put it on the screen, Hyman. Go back to the.
Yes, give me a minute.
The child's going to yell something, Layla, so get ready for your yelling voice. Do you like to yell? This is your chance. How often does the rabbi say, Layla, let's hear you yell something?
Oh,
So
See that
the
third line?
okay. So the child yelled, "God, speak to me!"
Yay! Thank you, Layla.
And thunder rolled across the sky, but the child did not listen.
child looked around and said, God, let me see you. And the sun peeked out from behind a cloud, but the child did not notice.
And so the child shouted, God, show me a miracle.
And a life was born, but the child did not know.
So the child cried in despair, touch me, God, and let me know you are here.
Whereupon God reached down and touched the child, but the child brushed the butterfly away and walked on unknowingly.
Thank you all. And there they are. There were all of our participants, our fourth graders, all these ways that we can experience God's presence, God's fingerprints in our world. We can experience God's fingerprints through bluebirds and thunder and the sun. And what am I missing? Oh, a life being born and a butterfly. And a butterfly, all these ways and more that we can experience God's presence in our lives. Thank you, fourth graders. Now, talking about experience God's presence in our lives, one of the ways that we do that is through prayer, and particularly affirming our faith with the Shema. Now, the fourth graders have learned a way to pray the Shema, not only with their mouths, but also with their hands. So we're going to spotlight again all of our fourth graders. So Jason, take your time. We're going to spotlight all of our fourth graders. And in just a moment, as Cantor leads us in the Shema on page 10, we're going to see how the fourth graders and Ma'ayan taught them some hand motions to go with the Hebrew words of the Shema. So we're going to see if we can figure out what those hand motions are and how they relate to the affirmation of our faith, the Shema. So let's see. I think, yeah, we're getting them all. Do we have them all, Jason?
I think we're good.
Okay. All right. We're on page 10, everybody. And let's take a look at all our fourth graders as we join together in the Shema.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
And let's keep everybody spotlighted again. Our fourth graders, wonderful. Thank you, fourth graders. So hopefully everybody could, sort of make sense of a number of those, but let's sort of explain to everybody what you guys were doing there, how you were teaching us. So on the word Shema, what were you doing with, show us again what were you doing with the Shema? Oh, you were putting your hand up to your ear, like listen, Shema, listen here, very good. Oh, this was a neat one. What were you guys doing for Yisrael? Okay, it looks like you're doing the breaststroke. And what does that mean, guys? How is that motion related to Yisrael? Do we like to swim? And some of us do. Tell us what that means with Yisrael. David, what does that mean?
It means all, like all.
Oh, so you're saying you like making like including everybody. You're stretching out your hands to include everybody. Yisrael, like yeah, like a community. Like all of Yisrael, we're a big community. 14 million Jewish people throughout the whole world on all continents, maybe even Antarctica, if there are some Jewish scientists working with emperor penguins.
Yeah,
So
penguins.
14 million all over the world. So very cool. That's what you guys were doing there. Oh, so Quinn, what were we doing for Adonai, God's name, God's holiest name? What were we doing? You doing?
For Adonai, we were pointing to the sky and to heaven because that's where God is.
Oh, nice. So
One of
pointing
the
to
many places God is.
one of the many places, and right, and I'm with you. That's why I love mountains. They remind me of something sacred, something high up, something majestic. Like that's where, you know, Mount Sinai and God and things like that. So pointing to the sky for Adonai. Now this was interesting. Eloheinu. Who wants to explain what Eloheinu, our God, what you guys were doing for that? Layla, what were you doing for that?
Well, he came up with this thing, our God, so we were pointing to ourselves, so our God.
Cool. So Ma'ayan, Mr. Lev came up with, we're pointing to ourselves to say our God. Nice. And that we are created B'Tselem Elohim in God's image. So it's our God, and God is inside of us, as well as in the sky and throughout nature and the whole world and between each one of us. Awesome. Oh, and then Echad, that was the other word that we didn't do. Because again, for Adonai, we point to the sky. The second time we say Adonai, and Echad. Who hasn't done this before? Who hasn't shared? What was Echad? Harley, I see your hand up.
No, I wasn't raising my hand. I'm sorry.
Okay, all right. Hey, Max Daly, do you want to tell us what? Yeah, Max, what were you doing for Echad?
Echad is one God.
Oh, so you're nice. So you're holding up your finger one for one God. Very cool. Well, thank you for making the Shema so special, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ma'ayan. Thank you, Mr. Lev, for also making the Shema so special for us and so special for your students. We're all going to remember that. Thank you. Thank you. Well, we know that right after the Shema in the Torah, in the book of Deuteronomy, next is the V'ahavta right there in the Torah. So we'd be so honored to have Mr. Lev, rabbinical student Lev, Ma'ayan Lev. Ma'ayan, could you share with us, could you lead us in the V'ahavta chant? And then we'll share a little bit more what the fourth graders have prepared for us tonight.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, הייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Yasher Koach, Kol HaKavod. Thank you, Ma'ayan. So we can see Mr. Lev is rabbinical school, could also be a cantorial student. Thank you. That was wonderful. That was wonderful. Well, Mayan, if you will tell us, there's a significance between the V'ahavta prayer and something else that you and your fourth graders have prepared for us tonight. What is about the V'ahavta and the word ahava that is related to what your fourth graders have prepared for us tonight?
Well, the Ve'ahavta prayer tells us to love God, and each of us does that in our own special way. But one of the ways so many of us have in common is we can love God by loving one of God's greatest gifts to us, Shabbat. So we each came up with a sentence about why we love Shabbat personally.
Wonderful. Well, thank you. So, Jason, why don't we spend a moment? Let's get all the kids spotlighted, all the fourth graders spotlighted. And guys, when we have everybody up in our Zoom sanctuary, if you guys will take what it is that you like or love about Shabbat, if you're nice and slow, if you'll take it nice and slow, and maybe what you can do too is maybe you can repeat it just in case we miss it the first time. So you can do it nice and slow, and we'll play it by ear. So let's see. Our first, we're gonna still wait till everybody's up on spotlighted.
Jason, I don't think they have it with them.
Oh, it's not with them. Okay, so let's do this. How can we do this? Because when we put it up on the screen, it then shows the last person. Cantor, is there a way we can get it to? Oh, I know what to do. Let's put it up on the screen. And Jason, if you will spotlight, is Max first, Maayan?
Yes.
Okay, so why don't we
The
put it up
challenge
on the
here
screen?
is that I don't know if I have this document. I have a Shabbat as a stop sign document.
You know, I can share it if you give me permission. I think I do have.
Oh, yeah, you are a co-host. Please knock yourself out.
All right,
And
here we
the
go,
kids
everybody.
are already spotlit, so we'll be able to see them when they share.
Okay. Okay, great.
I like Shabbat because of the challah.
Oh, Max likes Shabbat because of challah. Very nice. Yeah, it's tasty. Quinn, what do you like or love about Shabbat?
I like Shabbat because it is a time to rest and be with your family.
Oh, nice. It's a time to rest and be with our families. By the way, in Hebrew, the word ahava ohev means love. It also means like. So this is great. David.
I like Shabbat because I like being with my family.
Nice, nice. Yeah, family makes Shabbat so special. Thank you, David. Mayan, what do you like about Shabbat?
I like Shabbat because I have more time to relax.
Very nice. Very nice. It is a time to relax, right? We got 25 hours to slow down and relax from a busy week. Daily.
I like Shabbat because I get to stay up late on Nintendo.
Oh, Daily likes Shabbat because he gets to stay up late and play Nintendo, like my kids like to get to stay up late on Friday night and play Xbox and talk to their friends. Very cool, Daily. Thank you. Layla, what do you like about Shabbat?
I like Shabbat because it's a celebration and you get to spend time with your family and friends. It makes Shabbat the best day of the week.
I love it. I love it. Wow. Family and friends is the best day of the week. And joy and fun. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Layla. Emma, what does Emma like about Shabbat?
I like Shabbat because it is a time of rest to admire God's creations.
Yes, it's a time to rest and admire God's creations. We can see Emma's wall. Emma, weren't you telling me that you painted that wall behind you?
I didn't paint it. One of my moms painted it when I was a baby.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So you've got some beautiful things of creation right there on your wall since you were a baby. I love it. And Harley, what do you like about Shabbat?
I like Shabbat because I always have a good time with my family.
Wow, wonderful. Let's hear it again for our fourth graders. Thank you for sharing what you guys like about Shabbat. Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, one of the things that we like to do on Shabbat too is we love to sing. It's a time where we get to sing. And that connects us to our faith, that connects us to Judaism through these beautiful Jewish songs. This is one of the oldest Jewish songs there is. It's right there in the Torah, right there in the book of Exodus. It's a song of joy, as was talked about. Shabbat is a time of joy. It's our song of joy and freedom that our people sang long ago at the miracle of the Red Sea. It's a song of redemption, and it's a song of hope for all God's children and all the earth. So please join us in the Micha Mocha on page 13. Thank you, Cantor. Thank you. Well, our fourth graders shared what makes Shabbat so special, and they're going to continue to share about what makes Shabbat so special on page 18. Let's all turn to page 18, and we'll spotlight again our fourth grade religious school students. And do we want to put this on the screen as well for everybody to see? And if so, if we can keep all our fourth graders spotlighted, that would be fantastic. Great. All right. So, guys, you want us to put this, there it is. All right. Whenever you are
Actually,
ready, does it begin
You know
with?
what would be even more helpful? I have it this way too, so that everybody knows exactly what to read.
Oh, thank you, Jason. That's helpful. So David is going first.
Shabbat is a stop sign.
Shabbat is a time to rest and be with our family. Shabbat is a time for love and kindness.
On Shabbat, we say blessings.
We say thank you to God for making the earth, the sun, the flowers, and the trees, and all of creation.
We say thank you to God for all the good things in our lives and for the miracles that surround us each and every day.
We stop and enjoy creation. Shabbat is our stop sign.
Thank you all so much. We love how you are all working together and leading together. It is so special and so wonderful to see. So with the joy in our hearts, with what the fourth graders are sharing with us tonight, imagine we all have a prayer or two in our hearts. This is a time for each one of us to turn inward and offer our very own silent prayers or contemplation, our connection with the divine in our very own personal and silent prayer.
Hopefully by now you've all had a moment to complete your personal and private meditations. And if not, I want to encourage you to continue doing so. We're found now on page 18 with Shalom Rav, a prayer for abundant peace. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata melech Adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata melech Adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov beinecha levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם.
Thank you, Cantor. And thanks to Jason for sharing the screens and for spotlighting all of our fourth graders, and also for finding that fantastic photograph for silent prayer, the Shabbat is a stop sign.
It was exhausting. I had to find a stop sign. I had to march it all the way out and up onto a mountain by a lake and stick it in the ground and then take the picture just for this. It was the luckiest thing that I found on Google, and I thought it was perfect.
That is perfect, and that is dedication, and reminds me of the words of a biblical book, the book of Job, Eov. It says, stand still and consider the wondrous works of the divine. And looking at that picture, it makes you want to stand still and stop and consider all the beauty, all the wonder, all the miracle that surrounds us. So thank you all. And oh my goodness, one of our favorite things to do during a family service is to share each other's joy in celebration during each particular month. I'm talking about celebrating simchas, joyous occasions, birthdays, anniversaries, achievements at work and at school. And we'd like to invite people to put in the chat box a birthday, anniversary, achievement at work or school that you'd like us to share and celebrate tonight with us. And we will share in your joy and your celebration. So if you'll open up the chat box, I'm going to try to follow along in the chat box and see if I can make sense. Noah turns 12 on May 31st. Noah Winston. All right. Happy birthday, Noah. Allison's birthday is May 20th. Happy birthday to our giddy advisor, Allison Abrams, and our 5th grade teacher, Susan Hain, our very own project manager and bookkeeping manager and Zoom goodbye, helping Jason birthday, May 10th. Oh, it's going too fast. May 21st, Jill Namiro finished 1 year of remote teaching at Cal Poly. That is an achievement at work. Absolutely. Well, congratulations, Jill. Steve Abrams has a birthday this Sunday on Mother's Day, May 9th, our temple president. Happy birthday, Steve. Carolyn, our own director of education. Carolyn Mormuso has a birthday on May 29th. So many things to celebrate. I love it. Happy birthday, Carolyn. Hannah Lowenthal turns 28. No way is Hannah 28, but it is true. Hannah Lowenthal turns 28. She did turn 28 on May 4th, so happy birthday to Hannah. Layla, your parents' 21st anniversary. How thoughtful. The Eisens, Howard and Tracy, their 21st anniversary is on Mother's Day, May 9th. Happy anniversary to you. My mom is expressing.
Whatever.
Oh, we didn't catch that. But my mom is expressing that my nephew Max, his birthday is May 20th. Happy birthday, Max. And speaking of Max, Max Raffel is saying that your dad, Michael's birthday is May 14th. So happy birthday, Michael. Cantor is officially getting ordained May 31st. Yay! Yay, Cantor officially becomes Cantor on May 31st. And Carolyn is saying that Steve Hummel's birthday was this week also, I think Cinco de Mayo. I think Cantor Steve is May 5th. And Mazel Tov to Cantor Alyssa again. I've got something to share. Oh, I meant to do this earlier. If you can give me 1 second, let me see if I can do this. Let me see if I can do this. Do I have it? Give me 1 second. Bear with me. And by the way, if people are putting other things in the chat box, Cantor, can you take over and share what else is happening?
Your mom shared that your anniversary is this month.
Oh, Mom, you and I are thinking alike. You were thinking alike. I was trying to find a picture of April and me when we got married.
That's
It's somewhere. It's somewhere. But yes, we got married on May 26, 2002. So we are celebrating our 19th anniversary. And if I find it at some point during our service, a picture, I will show you. Oh, and Michael and Maggie, the Raffels have so much to celebrate. Michael and Maggie's anniversary, May 3rd. Mazel tov to you all. And Kim and Steve, LAUSD students are back in person at school this month. Mazel tov to all the students and parents.
Absolutely. That's great.
There we go. So much to celebrate in this month of May. This is what Cantor and I like to call a Siman Tov and Mazel Tov moment. It is a good sign and good fortune that we are all celebrating these very happy occasions together. Please join us.
Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, Yehelanu. Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, Yehelanu. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Olechol Yisrael. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Olechol Yisrael. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Olechol Yisrael. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Ulechol Yisrael. Mazal tov to all of us. Rabbi, you need to unmute.
Rabbi, can you unmute, please?
Thank you. Sorry, I was saying I've got a picture to share. If you're interested, I was looking for another one, but this is good enough. Let's see. Oh, there she is. There's April. And there I am at my bar mitzvah ceremony. So, like I say, not the best picture, but it is a wedding picture. Anyway, so mazel tov to everybody. Did I stop the share? I stopped the share. All right. Well, thank you. There was one picture I really love. I'll see if I can find it, but I don't want to bore you with wedding pictures. But let's do this. Let's do this. We share joyous occasions, and we also help each other, and we're there for each other in times of sadness, in times of concern, when we have loved ones who are ill or injured and they're in need of healing, a healing of body and a healing of spirit. And we pray for them each and every Shabbat. And let's do that now. Let's join together in our Misha Barak prayer of healing in the middle of page 24.
Misha Beirach Avoteinu Mekor HaBracha Leimoteinu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen.
Well, at this time, we invite you to put in the chat box the name of people that you know and care about who are in need of healing. Our prayer of healing is for all of them. And our prayer of healing is also for the folks listed on our Misha Barak page. And I am thinking in particular of my nephew, Robbie Schechter, who my mom put in the chat box. We pray that he has healing. And I'm also thinking of Bob Friedman, temple member Bob Friedman, who's in need of healing. Bob's name was mentioned, as were so many names as well. We're thinking of all of them. We're thinking of all of these temple members who are in need of healing, all these family members who are in need of healing, and all these friends and coworkers in need of healing. And yeah, and as David said, everyone in the world who's in need of healing, we think of all of them as we continue our prayer of healing together.
Misha Beirach Imoteinu Mekor HaBracha La'avoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, a renewal of body, a renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
And we pray that they are all healed. Well, our thoughts now turn to those who have departed this earth, our family members who have died, our friends who have passed away, those of our community who have passed, members of every race and nation who are a blessing to humanity. We think of them now, we honor them through our memory and through our prayer. As I mention the name of a loved one who has passed, I invite you to please stand, and then in just a moment, we'll all stand together for the Kaddish prayer in just a moment. This Shabbat, our Kaddish prayer, we think of Yaniv Dotan. And we think of Ray Turchin and longtime beloved Temple member Sylvia Miller. And we think of Karen Ness and Fred Michaels, Linda Luna, Dr. C. Harold Cohn, Barbara Abraham, Ernestine Erkin, Earl Sanders, our dear friend Larry Moskowitz, our dear friend Rebecca Kaufman, and Howard Schwartz, Richard Abraham, David Bernstein, Stephen Strauss, and Donald Allen Pocock. And for those who are observing Yahrzeit, the anniversary of death of a loved one that's commemorated this week, we remember Cecilia Carpenter, Dr. David Baker, Donald Weinshank, Bernard Cooper. We remember Leslie Davis, Margaret Norman, Lillian Lieber Levy, Myron Rubnitz, Bernard Stark, Sophie Binder, Bluma Friedman, Julia Gross, Jacob Kornfeld, Charles Lippener, Rivka Miller, Jean F. Silberberg. We remember Harold Singer and Rose Wolf and all those we've lost to COVID-19 this past year. And we invite you to put in the chat box the name of a loved one who has passed who you're thinking about tonight. Our Kaddish prayer is for them as well. And we now invite everyone to please rise as we turn to page 28. Page 28, as we join together in Kaddish, we thank God that they were all with us as we pray. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'alma divarach hiruteh, v'yamlich malchuteh, v'chaye echon u'v'yom echon, u'v'chaye d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kari, v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach leolam u'lalmei almaya, yitparach v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal, shemei d'kudasha berichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, da'amiran v'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru amen. May the source of peace grant peace to all who mourn, and may we be a source of comfort to all who are bereaved. And together we say, amen. And please be seated, everybody.
Amen. Thank you, Rabbi. So it's our custom to conclude that prayer, the Kaddish prayer, with a prayer for peace. Oseh Shalom, if you'll join me. Oseh Shalom, b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru amen.
Well, we are now honored to call upon our immediate past president of Temple Sinai, Maggie Free, to tell us about some things going on here in our Temple community in the days ahead. Hi, Maggie. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. A very enjoyable service. And we'd like to thank tonight's service participants, the fourth grade families, for the candle lighting and for all the other things that they did, which was really lovely. And Mayan Lev for leading the Ve'ahavta. And tonight's virtual Oneg is going to be sponsored by the parents of the fourth grade class in honor of their children, and also by Jan Sway and Carol Cornell in appreciation of Ruth Devine's work on the caring community. Coming up at Temple Sinai this week, we have the Temple Sinai Book Club, which meets on Monday at noon, and we're going to be discussing The World That We Knew, a very lovely book by Alice Hoffman, very interesting book. Monday at 7 p.m. Is the Emotional Resiliency Zoom. And on Thursday at 6 p.m. is the Racial Wealth Gap Simulation Program. You'll find the Zoom links and details about all of this and more in the Sunday TSG email blast. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Maggie. And did we mention that that next Friday was the confirmation service? It's our annual confirmation. It's our confirmation class of 2021. And we're going to celebrate with our confirmands. They're going to lead us in wonderful prayer and worship and share their thoughts becoming 10th grade and graduating from our Temple Religious School. So please join us next Friday at 7 o'clock. And by the way, I found the picture I wanted to share with you from my wedding. If you'll indulge me, I just wanted to share this with you. This was the one I really wanted to show you. There it is. That's me. Well, no, that's the wrong one. I'm sorry.
First marriage?
That was my first marriage.
I didn't know you were married to Sylvester, Rabbi.
Till Sylvester the cat. Well, talk to my mom. I when I was a kid, Sylvester was my stuffed animal, and April knew that Sylvester was my stuffed animal as a kid, so she got me one when we got married. But what I really wanted to show you is here's the picture. Can you all see that one with April?
No, we still see the same one. I think you have to
you still
unshare it and
see.
reshare it.
Okay, let's try it one more time. I think this is the one. Is this the one? Oh, that's the one. I wanted to show you one with April smiling her beautiful smile. And yeah, so thank you for indulging me with that. And again, to our fourth graders, you guys made this service so special. Fourth graders, thank you so much. Ma'ayan, it was awesome. And so we're going to continue the celebration. I believe Cantor is she's got her Kiddush cup ready.
Yes. So if everyone will take a moment, please grab your Kiddush cup and join me as we make the short Kiddush together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen l'chaim.
L'chaim. Oh, and we have our closing song, and then we have Oneg.
Yes.
So much.
For our closing song, a traditional melody for Adon Olam, which you'll find on page 30, and we'll put it up on the screen for you as well. And please join me, Adon Olam. Adon Olam asher malach b'terem kol yitzir nivra li'ed nasa v'chavtzo kol azai melech shemo nikra ve'acharei kichlot hakol levado yimloch nora ve'hu haya ve'hu hove ve'hu yihya v'tif'ara ve'hu echad ve'ein sheni le'amshir lo ולא העוז והמשרה, והוא אלי וחי גואלי, וצור חבלי בעת צרה, והוא ניסי ומנוס לי, מנת כוסי ביום אקרא, בידו אפקיד רוחי, בעת אישן והעירה, ואם רוחי גוויעתי, אדוני לי ולא יירא. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom. Happy Mother's Day. Thank you again, Emma Highland, our teen assistant for 4th grade. Let's all unmute and wish each other a Shabbat Shalom before we go to Oneg.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Bye.
Shabbat Shalom.
Happy Mother's Day to all the ladies.
Yeah. Happy Mother's Day, everybody.
You too, Carolyn. Mother's Day, everybody.
Congratulations, Mayan. They did great.
Shabbat Shalom.
Wonderful job.